Post-traumatic stress disorder affects roughly 1 in 5 veterans of the war in Afghanistan. PTSD is an anxiety disorder that develops after a traumatic experience. Often, the victim experiences inability to sleep or relax, flashbacks of the event, or numbing to avoid confronting their experiences and the new problems they face. PTSD is a significant factor in the increasing suicide rate of veterans in the United States. Every day, nearly 22 veterans die by suicide. This has amounted to more soldiers killed by suicide than in combat during the war in Afghanistan. One recent suicide was a soldier named Clay Hunt. Here's a news report on what happened when he returned from the war.
Clay Hunt from Houston, Texas, a Marine veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. After 4 years of a downward spiral, he took his own life in 2011. You'll see him in videos during some of his best times and hear him talk about some of his worst. Hunt loved being a Marine and serving his country. And though he had been out of the Corps for 2 years when he died, Clay Hunt was a casualty of war. This is Clay Hunt about a year before he killed himself. At 27, he thought he could make the world a better place.
Tell me who you are.
My name is Clay Hunt. I'm just here because I'm needed here.
When a massive earthquake struck Haiti in January 2010, Hunt, a Marine combat veteran, went back into action as a humanitarian.
I was there to do a job, to help people, and that was such a great feeling, being able to actually get to work and help people and do good things and not have to worry about getting shot at.
What Clay Hunt didn't say in this video is that by helping others, he was hoping to heal himself from the traumas of war. Hunt earned a Purple Heart when he was wounded in Iraq. A year later, he deployed to Afghanistan. On both tours, he fought alongside Jake Wood.
We became as close as friends can get.
Like brothers?
Absolutely.
How do you know Jake?
He was the best man at my wedding. He's been my best friend for the last few years. He's the guy I asked to go get me a beer about 10 minutes after I got shot, and he just laughed at me. But he's my brother. I'd die for him.
He had so much going on for him. So how could it happen to someone like Clay Hunt?
I don't know. Clay had the world at his fingertips. Clay could have done anything he wanted. He was smart, he was good looking, charismatic. The ladies loved him. He was the all-American kid.
In early 2007, Clay Hunt and Jake Wood deployed to Iraq outside Fallujah. Hunt later said, "That's when it all started. My life was changed forever." Only a month into their tour, Hunt's bunkmate Blake Howey was killed by an IED. 3 weeks later, another friend, Nathan Windsor, was shot in an ambush. Hunt was driving the platoon's Humvee a few yards away under orders to stay put.
Clay had to witness everything through a bulletproof windshield. He had to sit back and watch. And that was his job, and he did it. But it was, I think for him, it was a feeling of helplessness.
He would tell me, he said, "Mom, that plays in my mind like a video over and over, and it won't stop."
Susan Selke and Stacy Hunt are Clay's parents. From 6,000 miles away, they could sense the guilt and grief wash over him.
He knew in his head there was nothing else that he could have done, and he knew no one could have done anything more. But in his heart, it just tore him apart. Just tore him apart.
Definitely changed him in a way that we would never know how deeply it changed him.
3 days after Windsor's death, Hunt's platoon held a memorial service before heading out on patrol. Hours later, a sniper shot Hunt through the wrist, sending him back to his base in California. But being separated from his unit did more damage than the bullet and added to his helplessness.
Just like when he was in that Humvee during Nathan's ambush, and he couldn't do anything. Now he's at home, and that's maddening.
Maddening because?
You'd like to think that you have some control over the safety and well-being of your brothers. If you get sent home, you have no control.
Before long, Clay Hunt was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Despite being placed on medication, he struggled with depression, panic attacks, and sleeplessness.
It marked him, and I think he saw it as marking him as weak, not being able to handle it.
Did guys treat him differently once they knew?
No, I don't think so. But he felt like they did, and
I mean, there's no shame in that, right?
Depends on who you ask and when. You know, ask a Marine rifleman if there's shame in having PTSD just coming back from a chest-thumping deployment to Iraq, and he'll tell you, you shouldn't have PTSD, that's what we do.
Still, Hunt wanted to help others. When he was at Loyola Marymount University, he agreed to talk about his problems publicly in this MTV College Network video about depression.
So I'm almost 10 years older than most of my classmates. And so that makes it a little hard to relate to a lot of people, just because I have a whole lot of different life experiences than most 40-year-olds. You know, I've done and seen things in my life that, for one, most people should never have to see.
At the West Los Angeles VA, Hunt sought counseling off and on, but life became more difficult as VA delays in processing his benefits put Hunt under financial stress, along with his depression.
He's racking up credit card debt to try to cover things until that starts coming in.
That must have frustrated him.
It was very frustrating.
Often, veterans returning home have difficulty finding resources to help them cope with the emotional wounds that can be incurred from combat experience. One group in our area that is working to help these soldiers is Hidden Wounds. Hidden Wounds is a veterans organization targeted specifically to support and fund treatment for soldiers suffering from PTSD. Their mission is to provide interim and emergency counseling services to ensure the psychological health and well-being of combat veterans and their families. Founded by Anna Bigham, the family member of a suicide victim, the program is tailored to the needs of those soldiers battling the hidden wounds of their own war at home. On Saturday, April 13, 2013, I am holding a 5K run walk at 10 a.m. to raise money for the Hidden Wounds organization. The race will be held at Blythewood High School, and the cost to participate will only be $5, with all proceeds going directly to Hidden Wounds. Registration forms can be found outside room 401 or on the school's website on the homepage. Please return forms to room 401 with money as soon as possible. There will be awesome prizes for the top 3 race winners in both female and male categories, and every participant will receive a small goodie bag and the chance to help soldiers who have already sacrificed so much. Please join us on Saturday, April 13th to help heroes battle the invisible war at home.
Waiting on letters from home.